Okay, that's right. We's live. It's time to do the show. We's doing the show that's called Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps. I am, as you might have guessed from the fact that the name is the title that it is. I got my little name tag here, and I'm the one who's talking. I'm Lester Pipps. Now, if you've never been under the show before, you've never known how you're going to survive apocalypses, which, to be honest with you, makes me feel bad for you. I want you to know how to survive apocalypses. That's the whole reason I do the dang show. So what we're going to do is talk about how he's going to do that. Now, a lot of people have critiqued my show and said, hey, once the show gets going, you kind of forget the premise and you're not even doing apocalypse tips. Don't worry about that. What we're going to do is we're going to hear from a bunch of folks who used to come to my lectures, who got onto my email list, and they told me that they wanted to come on the show about talk about apocalypse tips. So that's what we're going to do. If we go somewhere else with the conversation, well, that's what happens. Conversations is fluid, folks, much like the banks of the mighty Mississippi down here in Louisiana. Now, I never referred to it as the Mississippi before. I've never really mentioned it on the show before, as far as I know, but it was kind of fun. Now, you ever think about the Mississippi River and think I should call that the Mississippi? Yeah, you're right. You should. It sounds better. But look, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about apocalypse. Look, everybody knows there's a bunch of big COVIDs out there trying to get inside your brain, eat your head out from the inside. Everybody knows that, okay? Look, we've seen a bunch of folks out in the world getting the COVIDs recently. We got like what's his face, the big old fucking man in charge. I don't even want to say his name. Let's see. This week we're gonna call him. I already did Dick Job Trump. I already did Donkey Kong Trump. Let's see. Let's call him Debo Samuel Trump. Yeah, everybody likes a good football reference. You know, Debo Samuel, he played for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm sure he would love to be associated with Trump. I apologize to you, Debo. I apologize. But we're going to call him Debo Samuel Trump. Debo Samuel Trump got COVID. They up in his brain trying to eat the whole thing out from the inside. I mean, dang. It's about time, right? This shit was inevitable. Looks like Mr. Michael Anthony Pence. I don't know his middle name, but we're just gonna call him Michael Anthony Pence. He might have got it too. You see, his eye was all red, good, like it's got a COVID up inside, trying to eat its way out the cornea. And then we got a fly that flew out the eyeball, landed on his head. That's a sure sign of being a COVID. Because I don't know if you heard about bot flies, but I think of them as being the same thing as COVID flies. Which Google that, I guess. Look. We's not so much here to talk about that. We's talking about who the guest is. We's talking about what's coming up a little bit later. Look, coming up a little bit later at the end of the show, I got a guy who used to come to my lectures sometimes. He told me he wanted to get on the show because he wanted to talk about his new collection. His name's Ricky Barfo. I'm really excited to talk to him later. Before that, we got a returning guest, Jenna Glace. Everybody remembers her from coming on the show talking about her albums. Well, she came on the show talking about something else today. I'm really excited to find out what it is. And before her, we're going to talk to Jamie Carmichael, a fan. I hope he's a fan of me, but I don't honestly know. He just said, hey, I'm a fan. I'd like to be on the show, which I guess should mean probably he is a fan of me, but I don't want to rule out the possibility that he not. Because, look, if he's a fan of something else and not of me, well, I'm about to change your mind, make you a fan of me. Because, look, I'm the only one out here trying to fight for you all, you know? I'm the only one out here trying to say, hey, how are we going to survive apocalypse? I know. I'll tell you, right? So everybody should be a fan of me because everybody should be down in a bunker like mine. What you see here is this bunker behind me, probably, right? You're thinking, oh, that looks like a real bunker that this guy's in. Let me tell you what, it's not. I got to tell you, I'm so sorry that I'm lying to you with this bunker behind me. Because what the bunker's actually a fake bunker projected behind me onto a green screen, so that you don't have to see and be super jealous of my real bunker, because I don't want you feeling bad about you. You could have a bunker as cool as this one, but you can never have a bunker as cool as my real one, because guess what it's got? Well, we're going to get there in just a moment. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. So, sorry, I got distracted by some of the comments in the chat here, which I'm excited to see people in the chat. Into the Streets, welcome. Finger Guns Comedy, welcome. James J. Benna, welcome. James J. Benna says, if you wear mirrored glasses, you shouldn't have porn on your monitor, which I didn't mean to talk about porn this early in the show, or at all, really. We talked about it too much last week, I would argue. But there is no porn on my monitor, unless you consider my own show to be porn, because that's all I'm seeing, which I do. But look, I've gotten away from what I was trying to say. I've gotten away from it. What I was trying to tell you was, look, the best way to survive an apocalypse is to make sure you know what you need, right? And what we need to identify first is what's important to us. And obviously, being that I'm down here in my bunker outside Baton Rouge, Louisiana, what's most important to me is Louisiana culture. And so, given that that is true, what we got to do is make sure we got coming for us in the future, ready to be eaten, ready to be eaten, and prepared and ready and everything. The recipe and every single ingredient for Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen Popeye's chicken strips. Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen spicy chicken strips. I said Popeye's twice in that sentence. So yeah, I mean that's what I'm focused on. Maybe you's not, but that's what I'm focused on. If you're thinking that's not the most important culture to me, you're wrong. But fine, identify that. Think about how you're going to make it last into the future, and that's what it's all about. So anyway, that's what's behind this fake green screen here is a fully functioning Popeye's Louisiana Chicken franchise. I mean, it's fully functioning. It's not so much a franchise because like nobody can come to it. Only I can eat it, and I don't technically have the recipe yet. So it's fully functioning in that I could make the chicken there, but so far what I've been doing is just experimenting with other recipes, trying to get it right, but I don't have it right, you know? I'm trying. So speaking of that, we're just going to get to our guests in just a moment, but before we do, I'm very excited to let you know that I have down here in this bunker with me the blueprints to every single Popeye's chick franchise. Okay? So if you want to break into one, get that recipe, steal it, send it to me. Well, I can help you do that. You just got to tell me in the chat which location, and I will describe how you break into it. Because I have the blueprints. And look, by rule, I can only give you 10 seconds to post one in the chat before I have to move on to my guest, which I'm okay with because that's my rule that I just invented right now. But you shouldn't be okay with it because that doesn't give you enough time. Y'all missed it. We had a time to get a Popeye suggestion. Well, that's too bad. Finger Guns Comedy says, does see your sexy new haircut through your glasses count? Now, I don't know what. Oh, that's in reference to it being porn? Yeah, I mean, thank you. I appreciate you commenting on the haircut there, Finger Guns Comedy. I did cut some of the hairs a little bit shorter, so now that there's not so big. James J. Bennett says, bunker is a great fish for chum or bait. I don't know what that means. All right, let's get to our guest. Nobody wants to break into a Popeyes today. James J. Bennett says, can you talk faster? James J. Bennett, you're a good addition to the show. I appreciate all these comments, but no, I can't talk faster. I'm going too fast already. Now, let's go ahead. Stop having me just yell at y'all about how you survive an apocalypse. Although I should say, I didn't even list off the possible apocalypses that could be coming today, which I've been thinking a lot about it. And one of the big ones is, what if all the football players actually get really angry with us and they say, hey, how come you're not coming to our games? Y'all, we used to have fans and now we don't. And then they decide to stage an uprising and it's like football players rule the earth. Is that an apocalypse or is that a coup? I think it's an apocalypse. Let's see. What else could be apocalypse? Oh, what if all the oceans get boiling? Like we pour too much hot water into our sewers and then the oceans boil. That's an apocalypse. We don't want that. Okay. Let's see. I always do 3, so let me come up with one more real quick. Another possible apocalypse could be, oh, what if the X-Men supervillain apocalypse comes down to Earth like it says in the comics? That would be bad. Okay, let's get over to our first guest. I'm very excited about this. My first guest is a guy who came to one of my lectures a long time ago, got on the email list, said, hey, I want to come on the show. I'm a big fan. His name's Jamie Carmichael. Jamie, welcome to the show.
Yep, Mom. There's gack in the carpet. You're gonna have to cut. I don't know.
Jamie,
there's gack in the carpet. I don't.
Jamie.
It's not my. It's
Jamie,
not my.
Apocalypse Tips, Lester Pipps.
Oh, hi, Lester. Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
You got gack in your carpet? What's up with that?
Oh, geez. This is something that only 90s kids will understand, but I got myself a whole case of gack on eBay, and I was so excited to play with it, and I took it out, and I was making it all mushy in my hand, and I was like, well, I don't know what's going to happen if I drop it. I dropped it, and it got stuck in the carpet, and now my mom refuses to clean it out of the carpet, so, we're all struggling here, How are you?
That sounds tough. I mean, I'm all right. I'm down here in the bunker, getting by mostly by eating cans of cream corn, drinking a little bit of water. So honestly, my diet's a little bit bad, but other than that, pretty good.
What do you drink at Gamer Fuel?
Excuse me?
What do you drink at Gamer Fuel? Mountain Dew's Gamer Fuel? Mountain Dew Code Red? Mountain Dew Code Black? Or just classic? Or are you getting some Baja Blast?
Nope, none of those. I'm just drinking the water, man.
Oh,
I
cool. I haven't had that in forever. That's such a throwback. That's such a throwback Thursday. I love it. Water. That's great. I drink nothing but Mountain Dew. And sometimes my mom isn't like super rude and she'll go to Taco Bell and get me a big 32-ounce Code Red and Baja Blast Mountain Dew mixed together. She calls it the Cyclone and I love it.
Well, that's that sounds good. I suppose I never really considered Mountain Dew to be like a life-sustaining fluid. I thought of it more as like poison for your bloodstream. But you do you, I suppose. So you live with your mom?
Of course, I live with my mom.
Okay, great.
I spent a lot of money on Funko Pops, figurines. Are you into Warhammer?
I don't know what that is.
It's a figurine thing. I do Warhammer. I do Funko Pop. I do Spawn. I collect Spawn figures. Do you know McFarlane Toys? Sometimes they make Alice Cooper toys. I like Alice Cooper.
Okay. So it sounds like to me like you's a collector of 90s memorabilia.
Sure, all memorabilia. I'm a fan. I like all things. I'm a fan of everything.
Oh, wow. There's not one thing you don't like?
That's right. I love it all.
Wow. Okay. Well, hey, I mean, I imagine that's kind of good for you when you're in a COVID situation. Because like
a lot of people COVID. Thinking, it's so sick.
You love COVID?
It's the best.
Uh-oh. Jamie, COVID's killing lots of people, man.
I love COVID.
Well, I can't imagine you collecting COVID memorabilia.
Oh, I'm collecting. I save every mask. And I put it in a box under my bed, and every night I look at it.
Well, okay. You look at the same box of stuff.
I look at the same box of masks every night, and I think, look at all this beautiful COVID. I love it so much. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Wow. That's surprising. Do you do that with every piece of memorabilia you have? Does every night you go through a checklist of looking at all your stuff?
That's what I do. I got a lot of stuff. It starts at about 7 p.m. and I go through an order. So I start with my Avengers stuff. Well, first, actually, I start with Aardvark, Arthur. So I start with all of my Arthur memorabilia, Arthur the Aardvark. And then I move on to Arthur, Dudley Moore's Arthur. And I look at all my Arthur memorabilia, which is honestly just about every booze bottle my dad has ever drunk.
Oh, your Arthur memorabilia is every booze bottle your dad's ever drunk?
That's right. His name is Arthur, and he reminds me of Dudley Moore and Arthur. I love him.
Oh, I don't know Dudley Moore or Arthur, I'll be honest with you, but it sounds like your daddy's doing a lot of alcohol drinking.
That's right. He loves alcohol like I love him.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that you still love him. A lot of folks who have alcoholic fathers have a little bit of a hard time dealing with them.
Not me. No. I look at all of the bottles he's drunk every night. They're in a dumpster back in the backyard, and I look at it and I think, wow, what a life.
Wow. So he's accumulating a dumpster full every day?
That's right. Well, not every day. Come on, Webster.
That's good. Hey, no, I don't know. I'm learning, I'm learning about you. Different folks have lived different lives. That's a big takeaway from my show, I'd say, is different folks have different lives.
That's right. I love your show. It's so good.
Oh, thank you. You don't have any collectible memorabilia this show, do you?
Well, I take pictures of every one of your shows and I save them in my phone and I look at them every night.
Okay, but that's great. So you start with your Arthur memorabilia, then you move on to your whatever that other Arthur memorabilia is,
and then it's on the Battletoads, the Beastie Boys, the Beach Boys, the Boys. Wow. A through Z.
Wow. Okay. Well, hey, it's good to be a fan of stuff. I think it's also, I would say, good to be discerning and consider what's not good.
Not me. I also collect all of my James Bena comments.
Oh, is that right? You collect James Bena
comments? That's right.
Well, he just added one that was a little bit interesting. I thought he said, if this is supposed to be so bad it's good, it's just bad, which I think you would have to disagree with that, wouldn't you?
I would, but I'm a huge fan of this comment.
Okay.
I'm going to save this comment and look at it always. Thanks, James.
So every night, starting at 7 p.m., you're looking at stuff to say goodnight to. Do you say goodnight to it, or are you just enjoying it?
Wait, do I look at it for fun, or do I just enjoy it?
Do you look at it, enjoy it, and then go to bed, or do you look at it and say goodnight to it?
Oh, yes. I hold it up, I pick it up, and I give it a little kiss, and then I put it back. My mom says I shouldn't do it with the masks, but I do it with the masks because I love it.
Oh, no. What? How did? Okay. Now, I imagine as you accumulate more stuff, you have to stay up later and later in the night every night.
That's right.
How do you manage to fall asleep?
What time? I usually fall asleep around 7 a.m. every morning.
Oh my God!
But
So you spend
last
12
year,
hours
I
looking
was
at stuff?
That's right. And last year, I was actually staying. I would go to bed at about 6 a.m. So I've actually gained an hour's worth of stuff since then.
Wow. Well, I mean, A, congratulations on the accumulation. I hope
Thank
you enjoy
you.
all the new stuff. But B, what do you do all day if most of your night is just looking at stuff and going to bed?
Well, like today, I got a big shipment of GAC in. I was playing with the Gap, and then I dropped it in the carpet, and then I yelled at my mom for an hour, and she got me some Wild Tornado Mountain Dew.
Okay. I mean, your mom seems like a very valiant lady putting up.
I love her, but
I
she doesn't
imagine
always listen.
Well, hey, I mean, I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but it seems like you're yelling at a lady who's given her whole life to you.
Look, I'm 38. I know how this works now.
Okay. Fair enough. Now, it seems like, look, if you're able to be angry with your mom, then you probably are able to be angry with some stuff. There's got to be one thing in your whole life, maybe deep in your past, that you've thought, oh, I didn't like that. Jamie? Uh-oh. Seems like I may have uncovered something for Jamie. Hey, Jamie. No, I didn't mean to make you cry, man. This is like one of those "I'm sorry, Miss Jackson" type situations where I didn't mean to make anybody cry. You know, not even her daughter. No, not even you. But Jamie, if you tell me what you're crying about, maybe I can help you feel better.
Well, there was this one time. I don't know. I was probably about 36 or 37. I had a Jack Skellington doll. And, it was on the shelf, and I was kissing it goodnight, and I dropped it. And the hand broke off, and my mom said it probably couldn't be fixed, and she threw it out. I wasn't a fan of that.
Oh man, yeah, no, that's tough. Something that you care about going away. I'm sorry that happened. I'm glad it was just a toy, but I am sorry that it happened.
Just a toy?
Uh-oh.
No, it was more than just a toy. It was a part of me. It's a part of my nightly routine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you spend every night with something. I suppose
I kissed it goodnight every night for 26 years.
Wow, 26 years you had that. I mean, yeah, that's a significant part of your life. I am sorry you lost it. I really am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But the real thing I wanted to show you tonight, which is why I wanted to come on the show.
Yeah, sure. What is it?
Oh, okay. Just wait with that. I got a new Baby Yoda puzzle, and I thought we could do a live unboxing of this 500-piece puzzle right here on Lester Pipps.
Live unboxing of a 500-piece puzzle.
Okay, let's see what we got in here.
Okay.
Ooh, it's got a nice. The back's got a bunch of different puzzles you can get. Ooh, they got 1,000-page. They got the whole gang here. They got just old Yoda. Old Yoda is like, do people still like him? They got Boba Fett. They got like an Empire Strikes Back one. They got like a Millennium Falcon. They got like the whole saga here, the 1,000-piece. Do you see?
I kind of do see it. Yeah, let me make the screen big as you can.
They got the bounty hunters. They got IG-88, everyone's fave.
Oh, wow, that looks funky.
They got just like a New Hope. Okay.
So I'm sorry, are you just showing me what the different puzzles are? Are you going to unbox?
No, it's a full unboxing. I got to show you what's on the box, okay?
I'm hoping there's something that's not just puzzle pieces in this box.
Okay.
Oh, that would be a cool prank.
It's still got puzzle pieces. It's still got tape on it. So this has never been opened. This is truly... Okay. You know, the thing about puzzles is they come with a lot of pieces, so unboxings can take a long time.
You know, I don't think I've ever watched an unboxing video of a puzzle before because...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. You gotta like and subscribe to my puzzle page. It's called Jamie Carmichael's Puzzle Page Pantheon, and it's filled with puzzle unboxings. I got one of the Golden Girls. I've got one of a Monet. I've got one of, that jazz picture, the Harlem Jazz picture. Got one of those. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is for the Mandalorian. Season 2 is coming out soon. You excited for the Mandalorian season 2?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of.
Okay, so in here we got it.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh
You
my
got it over there?
gosh, look at this.
Is that
Look at it's
a
a
book?
puzzle. It's a
the
puzzle painting.
Okay, no,
Wow.
that's cool, but it's look the same as what the box was. So I'm not sure that this is the most
Okay.
exciting thing.
Okay, so here's the bag. This is all the pieces.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we're just gonna we're gonna unbag the unbox. You know what I mean? We're gonna unbag the unbox here.
I guess
Okay, so we're gonna see what we got in here, huh?
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Jamie, can I cut you off for a minute? Just
Sure, what's up?
Since I know what's going to happen is you're just going to show us each puzzle piece one by one.
Yeah.
And kind of they all are going to look the same. You don't happen to have like a true favorite thing, do you?
Right now, it is this puzzle, which I am unboxing right now. Okay, let's see what we got. We got one of these. I don't know what you call these ones, but I call them an H.
Okay, I think H is a fair name for them.
Okay,
yeah, sure.
That's a white H. Ooh, anything can connect to this. This is one of the Hardys. I call this a Hardy boy.
Yeah, okay, that's a cool name. I want to see like 2 more things and name them, but then I'm gonna have to stop. I gotta be honest.
This one we call the person because see, it's a head, 2 arms, and the feet. I think that this is part of Baby Yoda's face. That's what I think.
It's hard for me to tell colors because I am wearing sunglasses, but
oh my gosh, this is one of the most coveted pieces in any puzzle. It's an end piece. Do you see?
Yeah, no, those are important. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you can see like a reflection of the Funko Pop green screen I planned on using. Wow.
You sure can. That's really cool, actually.
Okay, let's see what else we got in here.
Well, hold on. Now, I do want to say, Lizzie, you've stumbled onto something that I really do enjoy, which is puzzles. I like puzzles a lot. But I will say that we got to move on to our next guest.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm just going to stay here and keep unboxing.
Yeah. No, stick around and definitely participate in the conversation as much as you want. But before we do move on to our next guest, we have a question that comes to me through my publicist at Ezra Partier on Instagram, at Ezra Potter on Twitter, and also there's my Instagram too, at Lester Pipps. This question comes to me from a guy named at Dr. Entrepreneur who, looking at him, he kind of looks exactly like you. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's hot. I'm a big fan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I imagine you would be a fan of him since you're a fan of all things. Dr. Entrepreneur wants to know, how would you solve the Israeli-Palestinian conflict? Oh, boy. Well, I am glad you asked me this because it's really up my wheelhouse to talk about something like this. But for me, I got to say, I believe in a 2-state solution. There's no reason that anyone should not have a place in a land that they consider their homeland. And we got to just make sure that we end these Netanyahu policies of fucking bulldozing over people's homes. Because what are we doing? We're just causing more war instead of working towards peace. Netanyahu, I don't like him.
I'm a huge fan.
You're a huge fan of Netanyahu.
That's right.
Yeah, I suppose you have to be at this point. Now,
that's part of the thing. Anyway.
No, Jamie, I'm curious. How would you solve the Israeli-Palestinian conflict?
Oh, I love Israel.
You do?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at this.
I'm surprised. Do you also love the Palestinians?
I love them.
You don't just love the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, do you? Jamie? Jamie, you okay? Uh-oh. Don't tell me the one time your mom threw out the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
One time. I don't want to talk about. I'll just say one time my mom threw out the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Oh, sorry to hear that. But we do have to move on to our next.
Oh, we call this one a jumping person. You see, because it looks like, yeah.
Sure, yeah, no, that's more exciting. Well, listen, our next guest is somebody who we've had on the show before. I'm very excited to talk to her. She is a singer.
I love songs.
Songs are great. I think you're going to be a big fan of her. Her name is Jenna Glace. And, well, Jenna Glace, welcome to the show. Jenna Glace, are you lost in a sea of cotton candy? Oh, there she is, but she is on mute. Let me fix that. Oh, I can't. She muted herself. Oh, there you go.
Oh my God, hi Lester. It is so good to see you from this cotton candy cloud I've been sitting on for the last couple of weeks. Oh my God.
Jenna, it's great to see you as well.
I can't believe I'm back here in the bunker with Lester. It's one of my favorite places in the whole wide world.
Oh, well, hey, it's great. It's great to have you back. You know, you're one of my favorite guests in the whole wide world, which I think Jamie here can relate to having multiple favorites of a thing. Jamie, Jenna, me.
How we go?
Jenna, I'm a huge fan.
Oh my God, you shouldn't have. Which album were you a fan of?
All of them. Oh my gosh, I love all of them.
Oh,
well, yeah. I mean, last time you was on the show, Jenna, you was here to promote an album called "Return to the Woods: A Forest Fairy Tale of Dreams" by me, a Storytale.
Yes. Oh my God, Lester. It was my quarantine album. I went away to the woods. I wrote an album. I told a story, and I shared it through song.
I love that story.
Oh, it was beautiful. I just wrapped myself in a snuggly gray cardigan every day, and I sat with this here ukulele, and I just wrote songs, and I told stories. However, as you may know, my name's Jenna Glace. It rhymes with place, and I'm so inspired by all different places all over the world. In fact, that's why every single one of my albums is about a different place. Like my first album was called Beach Girl because it was about beach. My second album was called City Streets, Songs of the City by me, Jenna Glace. My next album that I was talking about on the show last time was Return to the Woods, Forest Fairy Tale Dreams by me, a storyteller. But I've got some huge news. And that news, Lester, I'm about to break it on your show live here tonight.
Very excited. Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm getting on a plane and I'm going to a place. And that place is called California. Okay? And I wrote an album about it. And it's a brand new album. No one's ever heard about it before, but I'm so excited to debut the album title, some of the artwork, and track list right here tonight in the bunker with Lester Pipps and Jamie Carmichael, a fan.
I love that album. I love your California album.
Oh my God, I haven't even heard it yet. My heart's just gonna burst.
Well, now I will say I'm excited to hear too. You did send me some things to show. So if at any point you're like, hey, now's the time to show that thing, just let me know. I'll put it up.
Well, Lester, I think because I dropped the huge announcement, you could show the album artwork. I'm about to drop my album about the place I'm going tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
And whenever you want to show the picture, I'm ready.
Well, yeah. Let's put it up there. Look at that.
Oh my God, there it is. That's the title of the album. It's called Dreams in California for Young People and Friends. A new album by me, Jenna Glace, a storyteller.
I love that album name, title, and cover. I'm a huge fan.
It came to me in a California cotton candy dream.
I love a California cotton candy dream.
Oh my God. Well, that's the lead single. Would I be able to share the track list with you? Is that okay?
Yeah, please do. I don't have a picture of it, but definitely tell us about it.
I didn't send you the picture. I signed
great.
Non-disclosure agreements on that thing, okay? I only want that coming out of these cotton candy pink lips, okay?
Okay, as you're pulling up the track list, I do just want to say, James J. Bennett says, if I share this, I'll be kicked out of groups. Here goes. Well, listen, I don't think you will be, and I'm very excited to hear that you're sharing it. Thank you so much.
Oh my God. Okay, this is huge. Okay, so the track list is as follows. It's all about my trip to California tomorrow. I haven't even taken it yet, but I know it's just going to be a smash hit. So as you may know, I think travel is broadening. I get very inspired when I'm in a new place, even if that place is just a pink cotton candy cloud. So here goes. Here are some of the new singles off of my album, California Dreams for Young People and Friends, a new album by me, Jenna Glace, storyteller. Okay, first track is called I Like You, You Like Me, and I'm a Teenager. Get me out of here.
I love that song.
Hey, that's a nice title. I'm not sure that it's true because it's about a time in your past, maybe when you was a teenager.
It is a memoir. It's a memory piece. It's very visceral and emotional. About teenage love and dreams on the beach in California.
Oh, I love that. I love Teenage Dreams.
Thank you. Well, if you love Teenage Dreams, you'll love the next song because it's called Los Angeles, I Love You, and Friends.
Oh, I do love that.
It was inspired by a piece by a man that I love. His name's Randy Newman. Rest in peace.
Oh,
I love Randy Newman.
I know.
Don't think he's dead though. As
Yeah,
much as
really.
I love Death, I love Death. Don't
Okay.
get me wrong. Huge fan of Death. Don't think
Mhm.
Randy Newman's dead though. I would
Oh
love
my
love
God.
it though. I guess. Ooh.
Well, knock me over with one of these feathery clouds.
Got
The
another
whole
end.
song is a moving diatribe about Randy Newman.
Wow, that's
Music-
I love a moving diatribe.
Glossy black and white.
Oh, well,
Okay.
what about Randy Newman spoke to you so much? Did you meet Randy Newman as a child?
Oh, I sure did. I was taking a stroll, looking up at some clouds, and then I happened upon this very short man. He had a voice that was friendly, like you'd heard it a million times before. And when he sang, it was like the notes were just picking you up in their little arms and giving you a firm but meaningful hug.
Wow, and that was Randy Newman, or was that somebody else?
Oh, well, he looked just like him, I swear. His name was actually Sandy. Oh, I'm gonna cry.
I
Oh,
love
no.
Sandy.
Why do I keep making my guests cry? I'm not trying to make you cry.
I don't know. It just was so moving. His name was Sandy Glooman, but he looked just like him, I swear. Well, it's good to know Randy Newman is in fact alive and well. Maybe I'll see him when I'm walking in LA. Okay.
Is that the title of another album song?
I love that song.
Unfortunately, I checked the song database and that one was taken, so I had to make some modifications. So I did write a song called Walking in LA. That'll be the day.
I love that song.
That's not going to be a B-side, though, because the other titles, wait until you hear them. Okay.
Okay.
One of them, the next one is called Thinking About My Boyfriend on a Beach in Cali. The next one is probably my magnum opus of the album. And this one's sort of like a lyrical video, but it's called Beachy Afternoons on the Santa Monica Pier and then Topanga Nights, you bitch.
Wow, I'm gonna be honest with you. That one was hard to understand. I think you yelled the B word at the end, and then something about Santa Monica.
Should I repeat it so everyone can hear it loud and clear?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's just sometimes you speak the way that you talk makes it very hard to understand you. I won't lie to you.
I'll
I
enunciate
love
it
lying.
distinctly, okay?
You
Uh,
love lying. Jen?
The track is called
Uh-huh.
Beachy Afternoons on the Santa Monica Pier and then Topanga Nights, you bitch.
Wow, that tells the whole story. So you spent in the afternoon on the Santa Monica Pier with some, and I think Crunchy was in there. So it's like
And
Crunchy.
then a night in Topanga.
That
That's
sounds like,
magic.
Topanga's that big canyon where there's lots of hiking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got a big update on the unboxing. I'm sorry.
Oh
I
my
got
god.
2 pieces.
Uh-oh. Still together, huh? That's crazy.
No, I did this.
Oh, you
I'm a
you
hu-
connected them.
Let me tell you something. I'm a huge fan of connecting puzzle pieces.
I'm sure.
It feels great. I love doing it.
Uh-huh.
And yeah. Anyway, back to the unboxing. Sorry. Topanga, Hollywood Nights. Love looking out over the pier.
Hollywood Nights.
Mm-hmm.
The final track, it's a short album. The final track is called Californication in My Backyard. Hey, three's a crowd.
Wow.
Mhm.
So is that like a play on the Red Hot Chili Pepper song where there's
Love
three
the
people playing
Chai
the song at
Peps.
once and that makes it 3 as a crowd?
Red Hot Chili Peppers. What?
The Red Hot Chili Pepper song, Californication?
I love that
Girl
song.
with this guitar, they're just another good vibration. You know that one?
You mean to tell me, first of all, that there is a band named after a vegetable?
Yeah, there's more than one. I imagine. There's
Yeah, there's the Red Hot Chili Peppers, California Raisins,
Mhm.
and the rest.
Are you going to tell me there's a band called the Cool Cukes?
Yeah, no, for sure. That's
Love the Cool Cukes.
Mhm.
Oh my
Love them.
This
Those
is
are
turning into a California nightmare. Oh,
Well,
I
don't know.
love a California Nightmare.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, so that's I mean, even if it has nothing to do with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, that's okay.
well, yeah. It's about a very interesting encounter that I imagine could happen in a backyard in California on any given day.
Well, not right now. Ideally, there's not more than I mean, three's a
Three's
crowd, but it's
cool.
also like you probably break any COVID regulations if you got 3 people in the house. It's not people who live there.
Raise a crowd. That's what I'm saying. Oh, and the last, I forgot. Oh, I got so excited, I forgot. The final track is the bonus track. And that track is called Smile.
Oh,
I love smiling.
Yeah.
nice.
And Smiling's universal. You could do that in any place. It doesn't just have to be California.
You sure could. Now, I mean, you're very inspired by places, and I love that about you. You make sure that all your albums is about a location, which is very cool. Have you ever considered making an album about Bunker?
Oh my God. I thought you'd never ask. Truly. Oh, I'm delighted. Where do we even begin? Are you a singer?
Well, am I a singer? Well, I mean, I have been down here in the bunker for 7 months, so sometimes I do sing a little bit.
I think we're all singers when we put a mind to it, Lester.
That's true. All you got to do really is open your mouth.
I didn't quite catch that. I'm over the moon, to be frank.
Oh, I was just saying everybody's a singer because all you got to do is open your mouth and let the song out.
That's absolutely right. Singing doesn't need to be confined to any place, space, or shape. Not even a puzzle piece, you know?
I love puzzles.
Yeah. How's the unboxing going up there, Jamie? By the way?
I think we've got a lot of pieces unboxed, and we still got a lot more. This is really, I think this is going to be one of my longest videos. I'm really excited to keep going and see what else is in here. This is really exciting.
Wow. Well, I think one of my longest videos to date is definitely going to be Afternoon on the Santa Monica Pier and then Topanga Natsu. But just because fitting the title all is going to take like 3 screens alone.
It's a 3-screen experience. I love a dual screen experience. I can't wait to try a 3-screen.
That's a trifecta.
Jamie, you bring a really positive attitude everywhere you go, which is nice. It seems, except for sometimes with your mom, it looks like, and maybe occasionally with your dad, although we didn't really delve into that. But I do like that you bring so much positivity to everything.
I love positivity.
I'm sure you do. Now, Jenna, we almost out of time with you. We got to move on to our next guest.
I love guests.
I'm sure you do. Before we do, I'm curious. You move into California. Are you taking steps to make sure that you're inside a bunker once you get there?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Believe it or not, you can still sing when you're wearing a mask. It just makes the mask sort of 3-dimensional and a little more tuneful. Okay.
I gotta tell you something crazy. You looking weird right now because we're getting you on a slight delay. So we're just seeing you smiling while we're hearing you talking. It's kind of awesome.
I am to please. Everything with me is a 3-screen visual experience. Whatever version of Jenna Glace you get. I'm sorry about the delay. I don't know what's up with that.
Hey, that's not your fault. No worries.
I love a delay.
The thing about the internet is sometimes there's little bugs getting in there try to eat the wires from the inside, much like COVID's trying to eat your brain. So you never know.
But Lester, I just want to be very clear. Once I get to California, I'm going to hunker down. I'm going to be very, very careful. I'm going to be inspired. And I'm going to create. Okay.
I'm excited to hear what you come up with next. I really am. Now, before we move on to our next guest, we do have a question coming to me through my publicist, Ezra Potter on Instagram, and Ezra Potter on Twitter. They're going to show you also my Instagram handle at Lester Pipps. Follow them if you want to get updates about the show and send questions to him too. That's how he's getting these questions. This question comes to me from Miss Elizabeth Content, which accidentally has a space in it. That shouldn't happen. There's no space. Let me fix that. Actually, that's bad. Let me get that right for you. Okay.
I love content.
Miss Elizabeth Content, who looks kind of like if instead of being in front of a bunch of pink clouds, you was in front of just like a normal background.
Wow, that sounds like a gorgeous place, wherever that is.
I'm sure you'd like it. Now, Miss Elizabeth Content wants to know if there were no singers left in the world and every song ever written had to be sung by one person and one person only, whose voice would you want to hear for the rest of eternity? Ooh, now that's a good question. Now, as everybody who listens to this show knows, the best, most important, and my favorite musician is, of course, Dr. John. Now, if you got to think about who's Dr. John, he's Dr. John Rebenek, legendary New Orleans blues and jazz musician. And God, the way that his voice sounds, it's kind of like, I'm Dr. John. And we here, we singing, and we down here. And I would hear every song like that. That would be incredible.
I love that.
Although I do say, Jenna, I mean, I've heard your albums.
That sounds so beautiful.
Yeah, I think I talked over you because of the delay. I apologize, but I will say I've heard your albums enough time to know you'd be a great singer too. For that, you'd be a great choice as well.
I would pick all the singers from We Are the World.
world. That's a lot of
Oh
singers.
my
I
god.
love them.
Oh my
I
god, that's
love
one of my
them.
favorite songs in the world because it's all my favorite singers and it's in my favorite place in the world. The world.
Me too. We got a lot in common. I love it.
I love it. I love it.
Jenna Glace, who would you choose if there was only one singer left to sing all the songs?
Well, if I couldn't sing all the songs myself, I'd want to pass it on to another legendary singer storyteller. So I would have to go with Cat Stevens.
Cat Stevens, fantastic choice.
Oh, I love him.
Fantastic.
Yusuf Islam. I love him.
Storyteller.
Well, we're going to get to our next guest. Sorry, I'm stuck on a banner change. Okay, so our next guest is someone whom I'm excited to talk to. They responded to my email saying that they is a guy who's got a collection that they want to talk about. I'm very excited to hear what that is. His name is Ricky Barfo, and let's get him on the show. Ricky Barfo, welcome to the show.
What's up?
Hey, thanks for coming on the show, Ricky.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Now, you told me that you. Oh, I apologize. I'm talking over everybody. You told me that you wanted to come on the show, talk about your new collection.
Yeah. Okay. So ever since quarantine started, I've been at home a lot, and I've kind of just been like sitting around doing nothing. And so I was like, I gotta use all this unemployment money, and I gotta buy stuff, and I'm gonna start a collection. So I decided to get a record player and some records, and it's going good.
I got records.
Wow, I'm glad to hear that it's going well. I mean, was you a music fan? Are they music records? Are they records of another sort?
They're music. So like right here, like this is the band.
Okay.
Oh, I love the band songs from the Big Pink.
This one. I found this one for cheap at Beach Boys, Endless Summer, which it feels like Endless Summer right now. Am I right?
Oh, I love Endless Summer.
Oh my god.
What an album.
Oh, okay. So right here though, this is like a must-have for any record collector. I started like maybe a month ago, but like this is one where I was like, everyone was just like, you gotta get this record, and that's Fleetwood Mac, Rumors.
Oh,
Right? So like you check
like
this out right here, like Fleetwood Mac, Wait, hold on. This is Aerosmith's greatest hits, right?
I love Aerosmith.
yeah. No, that's not Fleetwood Mac's Rumors at all.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, did you get all your records jumbled up?
I don't know. I don't even own any Aerosmith.
Oh my god.
Oh no, did somebody sold you a record with a different inside as an outside?
This is a must-have.
Well, hey, I mean, you have the record cover. You
Hey.
can listen to the album on like Spotify or whatever,
No,
so you're
but-
kind of covered.
Also, Aerosmith's greatest hits is pretty good. I love Aerosmith.
Steven Tyler, what a storyteller. He also tells a story through clothes.
And scarves.
I mean, they're not. I don't dislike Aerosmith, but I was later tonight. I'm doing a record listening party for my friends because I wanted to show them all my new records, and I was like, I got some good ones, and this was gonna be like the peak. Like everybody has to have this album.
Well, I mean, if everybody has the same collection, then everybody's got the same. Then nobody's showing anybody anything, you know. Having Aerosmith's greatest hits instead of Fleetwood Mac's Rumors doesn't mean your collection is any worse. It just means your collection has a different element than another person's collection.
You can borrow my copy of Rumors.
Do you have it?
Oh, of course.
Oh,
Wow. Where in the order when you was going to bed is that one? How late at night do you kiss that goodnight?
I usually well, of course, I hit my copy of Fleetwood Mac self-titled first, then Rumors, then Tusk. I usually get to Tusk, I would say somewhere around the 11:37 area.
what is that?
Fleetwood Mac's Tusk. It's the record just after Rumors.
I've never heard of that. I just know this one because this is a must-have.
It
Now,
certainly is.
Do you
I love
actually
a
like
must
the music, Ricky, or you just getting the albums for the collection?
Honestly, I was just like, I want to collect something. I'm gonna go vinyls, and I looked up the list, and this was the must-have. So I got this one, and then I just started buying other ones and finding stuff. But I don't. have this one now, and I have Aerosmith Greatest Hits, and I need to start over.
No, hey, you don't need to start over. You just need to go get another copy of Rumors that actually has Rumors in it, and then you'll have it.
Frampton Comes Alive.
That's cool.
Love
Yeah,
that.
Petey
That's
Frampton.
the one.
He's the guy who does the talking guitar. He's like, or something like that, right?
What a classic.
Yeah, I think that's what it sounds like. Probably. I haven't listened to any of these.
You haven't listened to any of them yet? Oh,
No,
I
I
gotta
just
tell you
started.
about this. AC Improv says man buns are so hot. I think she's talking about you. AC Improv, welcome back to the show. Glad you're here.
Wow.
I love AC Improv.
What a compliment.
Now, Ricky, you've never listened to any of these albums?
No, I just started a collection, but I was gonna have my listening party tonight, and I was gonna play this one.
You can
Can I come to
play it.
your listening party?
Sorry,
What?
Jenna, say that again.
Can I come to your listening party?
Yeah. Also, if you have any free vinyls of your music and you want to send them to me, I'd gladly take them because I need
I have
more.
a vinyl for you.
That'd be great. I need to grow my collection, and honestly, I don't know any of this music, but I at least know the titles of your songs, so that's a good start.
It's an honor just to be nominated, honestly.
Do you have any Fleetwood Mac Rumors covers?
Oh, I sure do. Oh my gosh. Have you heard my cover Every Place by me, Jenna Glace, featuring Fleetwood Mac?
So wait, I'm sorry. You cover a song that you wrote, but features Fleetwood Mac in it somehow?
Does it? Can I ask if it sounds like the Fleetwood Mac song "Everywhere"?
I don't know. Some may say, but it's an original story by me, Jenna Glace. The chorus is oh, I wanna be with you every place.
I love that song.
I mean, yeah, that is the song Everywhere, but you change where to place. I forgot this about you. I remember now. The first time you came on the show, all your songs was other songs, but you just slightly changed the words.
Excuse me. Don't get it twisted. My song Don't Forget About Yesterday was a great addition to Rumors by me, Jenna Glace, the storyteller.
Yeah, I did forget about that. I wish I'd remembered because we could have talked about it more. But it's time to talk about. Oh, that's a BB King album. I love BB King. BB King,
Wow.
Blues Man to the extreme.
In London.
Mhm.
I love London.
That's cool.
It is cool. Now, Ricky, I'm curious. So you wanted to collect something to maybe fill a hole that you was experiencing because the COVID isolation got you locked up in a house by yourself.
Yeah,
and
I have nothing to do.
you don't. That doesn't have anything to do. You don't think that's it?
What?
You don't think that has anything to do with it?
This?
Yeah, I mean, you just decided out of the blue, hey, I'm going to collect some albums.
I mean, I just wanted to collect them, and I was like, people like music, and so I looked up the music that people like, and I bought some of it. And
that's cool. Now, Ricky, though, I am curious, like, prior to deciding to collect these albums, what would you say you like?
Burgers.
Okay, that's a thing. Yeah, Jamie, of course, loves burgers. Jenna, you got a song about a burger place?
Oh, I absolutely do. It's called Hamburger in My Favorite Place by me, Jenna Glace, featuring Jimmy Buffett.
And that's Cheeseburger Paradise, of course. But okay, I wish I had remembered that earlier. We could have done so much more with that. But Ricky, I mean, okay, so if you like hamburgers, maybe I don't know if hamburgers are a great thing to collect, but it seems like you should try to collect something that you're actually interested in instead of just collecting the albums that people tell you are supposed to be good.
But I just wanted to seem cool, and I don't know if people think that hamburgers are as cool as vinyls.
That's fair.
And I just want people to think I'm cool, and I have nothing to do.
Oh, hey man, listen, let me tell you something. I bet I can say for sure that Jamie is a fan of you.
I love you. I think you're great. I love
your
collection. I think it's so original to keep a copy of Aerosmith's greatest hits in your sleeve for rumors. Honestly, most people just keep rumors in there. You are an original, and I love originality.
Okay, that honestly
Yeah,
makes me
yeah.
feel better.
Great.
We also got one of these weird ones. This is like kind of like a guy that's like, hey, you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah, it's kind of like one of the person ones, but it's like slightly different.
Yeah, it's like
now,
raising his hand up.
now, Jenna, I imagine. I mean, you just met Ricky today, but you such a positive light about all the places that you go. I imagine you could say something nice about Ricky's place that he lives.
Oh my God, Ricky. I'm gonna sing a song about the place you're sitting in right now. Look at that phonograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And you got a little bun on your head.
Wow, and that is of course Nickelback's Photograph, but I do like the changes you made to make it more about Ricky's man bun, which is great. So Ricky, I mean, look at that. That's two people who you just met who's already big fans of you. And I'll tell you what, I remember when you was at my lecture and you was saying, "Hey, this sounds cool. I'd like to survive an apocalypse." I was thinking, man, that's a smart guy. So that's three people right here who like you.
That's you guys want to come to my record listening party later?
If I could finish this unboxing before my, nightly good night to all my things, I will definitely be there.
Ricky, is your record listening party, is that in California?
It's on the internet. I was going to do it on the internet.
Oh, that's smart.
Oh, then yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be there.
This
show's almost over. I'd say right after the show, let's just listen to your records together.
Okay. Do you want me to start one right now?
Why, yes. Maybe I'll sing along.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds good.
I love listening to music.
I'm going to try this Aerosmith one.
Okay, great.
Just to answer a question, I'm not solving the puzzle. This is an unboxing.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, AC Improv, you missed the part at the beginning of the show when Jamie Carmichael was unboxing the puzzle for us. He's still doing it.
Look at this crazy piece, huh?
Is that...
Okay, and yeah, I am just remembering now that if we have music that's copyrighted, we could get in trouble. So maybe do turn it down for just a bit.
You get 15 seconds.
It was playing too slow.
Oh, did you have the wrong setting on your record player?
The what?
The record player has multiple settings. Oh boy, if you're just gonna be a record collector, you got a lot to know. You got a lot to learn.
It was too slow.
Oh. It can tell a story in its own time.
James J. Jenna would like to know if that's a real record player, which I think we just proved by.
Don't hate the record player. Hate the record game.
That's good. That's good.
AC Improv says you're solving the unboxing, which I completely agree with a lot. And AC Improv, I know you usually try to come earlier. You're part of the show that comes up next. If you put the name of it in the show in the chat here, I'll remember I'll remember what it is and plug it properly, because I was like thinking, I don't remember what show I'm supposed to plug that's next. But listen, we're almost out of time on the show, which means we got to get to something really important, which is that I have a question coming to me in the chat, not in the chat, to my Instagram. Through my publicist at as reporter on Instagram, at as reporter on Twitter, and this one comes to me from @Corey Webster, who looks kind of like Ricky. He looks kind of like if you didn't have a man bun. That's interesting.
Yeah, I've always had this.
Well, Corey wants to know: have you ever felt a manta ray? And I'll take this first, but I hope we all can answer it. For me, I have not felt a manta ray. At no point did I go swimming with a manta ray and feel what a manta ray feels like. Jamie, let's go to you first. You ever felt a manta ray? Jamie? Oh no, Jamie.
Uh-oh.
Jamie, what happened?
Oh no.
Okay, well, let's go to Jenna Glace. Jenna Glace, you ever felt a manta ray?
Believe it or not, I have a song about it really quick, and it goes like this. Did you ever feel like a manta ray swimming next to you? Ow, my ankle!
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's...
I love ankles.
Boy, what is that? I recognize that really well.
It's like a...
Oh, manta ray! Posted across the sky, just like a firework from a new
Is that
album.
Katy Perry? Yeah, that's Katy Perry's Firework. That's what I thought. Thank you for the clue. Sorry, I almost called you at Corey Webster. But that's not your name. Your name is, of course, Ricky Barfo. Ricky,
Yeah.
you ever felt the manta ray?
I think as a kid,
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you told that story. Now, we almost at the end of the show. Coming up next is Play Cousins. Thank you for letting me know they're AC Improv. AC
I
Improv is
love
you,
Play Cousins.
They're great. They have a good time. They do improv right here on the Pack Twitch. Definitely want to check that out. I want to say thank you to the 3 of you for being here. Also to at Corey Webster for that question, and at Miss Elizabeth Content for her question, and at Dr. Entrepreneur for his question. Also want to say thank you to the Pack Theater for having us on the channel, and thanks for everybody in the chat. Before we do go, I want to go around and have everybody say one big piece of advice for folks at home, and if there's anything you'd like folks to find on the internet. Jamie Carmichael, why don't we start with you? Obviously, you're a big fan of stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Big advice for you. Definitely make sure your stuff is sealed. And if you want to make sure it's sealed well, use plastic or steel. And I love this writer. His name is Matt Schimkowitz. He writes for knowyourmeme.com. He's great. You can read his stuff. He writes about fandoms and memes. He's great. Anyway, I love unboxings.
Well, that's great. And you can find Matt Schimkowitz at Dr. Entrepreneur on Instagram. That's interesting that's a strange connection we have. Now, Jenna, Glace, anything that you want to leave the folks with as advice for surviving apocalypses, and anything you want people to find on the internet?
Oh, absolutely. Really quick, I just want to say to all of you that are watching at home, don't worry about staying inside. Don't worry about feeling claustrophobic. Don't worry about FOMO. Home can become your favorite place if you make it. And with that note, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Home, sweet home to California. My dreams.
So that's great. Thank you for that, Jenna Glace. You did kind of break up a little bit, so it got a little choppy and weird, but that's okay. Ricky Barfo, same question to you, man. Anything that you want folks to see at home? Any last pieces of advice for people?
So I know I don't know any of this music, but I was told that this band is really good.
Oh,
And I've been told this is one of only 2 vinyls of the Nero Face band, the Buddies EP. But the guy at the record store did tell me that you could stream it on Spotify and Apple Music and Google Music if you wanted to.
Oh, sure. And they don't have an Instagram handle or anything, do they?
I bet they do. I bet it's like De Niro Face.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Maybe.
That is cool. So if you wanted to track down at Corey Webster or at De Niro Face, I bet you can find that music on the internet. And I don't know why they're connected, but that's true. That's fantastic. Thank you for that. I will say I've already said it a bunch of times. Thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for watching, etc., etc. We's about to end the show, but before we do, I want to say one big last thank you to my publicist at Ezra Party. He's a good guy, and everybody in the chat. You put some stuff on there. I just want to say, look, if you ain't voted, get your ass out there and vote. Now we're gonna end the show the way we always do, which is by just kind of leaving the internet. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.